Welcome to Mountain Cooking with Missy. Today I'm going to show y'all how to make this coal miner cake. It is a delicious devil's food cake with a cherry pie filling in the middle of it and topped with a chocolate frosting with some pecans. And you can see them cherries right down in there. Look how good it looks. It's so gooey and delicious. We're going to get started on it, y'all. Merry Christmas. Y'all, I remember that little song when I was little. It would come on the radio right before Letters to Santa would get read, and it was sang by these little elves, and I would get so excited. And it was just, y'all, I just love Christmas. But I remember just hearing that song and being so excited that I was going to get to hopefully hear my letter be read to Santa Claus. But anyway, I just want to share a little memory of that and say Merry Christmas to everybody. And y'all, it's 12 cakes of Christmas. So this is one of the cakes. This is another cake that I'm going to be bringing to y'all in the 12 Cakes of Christmas series that I've been doing for you guys. Now, listen here. This is called a coal miner cake. And I did a little reading up on this coal miner cake, and it's supposedly a favorite of Loretta Lynn, and of course it originated back in the 30s during the Depression era from the Appalachian Mountains and in a lot of the coal mining camps. And this is an easy cake, and of course it's like, you know, it just, to me, you know, a lot of Appalachian cooking, a lot of mountain cooking that I do originated just from simple ingredients or just things you had laying around the house. Of course, probably back in the 30s, they may not have used a boxed cake mix. They probably used a homemade devil's food cake mix. But the recipe that I'm going to share with y'all is really simple, and you do use a boxed cake mix. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what's going to be in this cake. It's a box of devil's food cake mix. I'm using a Duncan Hines. I like Duncan Hines and Betty Crocker if I'm not making cakes from scratch. If I'm using box cake mixes at all, those are the two that I prefer. And you're going to need a can of cherry pie filling. It's a 20-ounce can. You're going to need 2 eggs and a teaspoon of vanilla. So you're going to mix those 4 ingredients together, and you're going to actually bake the cake like that in a 9x13 pan in a preheated oven at 350. So it takes about 25 to 30 minutes probably for that cake to get done. Don't overbake it. But this is going to have like a little icing on it, like a chocolate glaze type of frosting on it, more like a glaze or icing. When the cake's hot, you're going to pour this on it. So that's going to be a cup of sugar, a stick of unsalted butter, a 1/4 cup of evaporated milk. Now where I'm from, we call it cream, but you can use whole milk. And you're going to use 6 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips and a half a cup of chopped pecans, which is totally optional. And so that's going to be poured on the cake when it comes out. So see, it's one of them really simple cakes. You don't have to like worry about stacking up cake or doing layer cakes. A lot of people don't like to do layer cakes. And maybe you're a beginner baker and you just don't want to do a layer cake yet or a complete cake from scratch. This would be the perfect cake. And if you love the taste of cherries and chocolate together, this would be a really good cake for that. Speaking of chocolate cherries, my mom loves chocolate covered cherries. And I remember years ago, my mama and a lot of the old timers in when I was little loved chocolate covered cherries. I don't care for them, but, and I still get mommy chocolate covered cherries. But maybe this is why, I don't know, that they might have liked them because they got this cake a lot. I don't know. But I love history behind foods too. I love history behind recipes. And I love old recipes. And so I'm excited to get this started for y'all. So once it gets going, it really goes quick. So let's get going. Okie doke. Now it's time to get started on the cake. Let me fix my camera here. So let me get my cake mix open. Slinging my knife around, get cut. All right. So I'm gonna put my cake mix in my big bowl and get it all going. And I'm gonna put 2 eggs in, my 2 eggs, and I kind of just slightly beat them just a little bit. And my vanilla extract. And I'm just gonna stir it with my little spatula here, and then I'm gonna throw in the pie filling. Get it all out. So, y'all, I love old recipes, and I love to just find out about how recipes come about. And you know, I grew up in the 80s, in the 70s and 80s in Southeast Kentucky, and a lot of the cooking style that through the years that I have adapted, you know, and learned from was just from Mamaw, aunts, great aunts. My mom had, my mom's dad had some sisters that just were excellent cooks, and I remember going to their houses. They lived like a county or 2 away, and they, even in the probably early 80s and late 70s, they still had cook stoves that they used that were you just had to build a fire in them, and in the mornings, and that's what you used to cook on. And I remember them, but I remember watching them cook. And just part of, I think, this cake too that probably come about was just people just use what they have. You just come up with recipes, and I think that's really interesting, and I love that. And I like to just try to pass that along to all my viewers, to all my followers. If you just started following me at all, you know that's what I enjoy doing. Just showing y'all some of the recipes that I was brought up on, and how I was taught to cook. And it's always good. I mean, everybody should, you know, don't keep your knowledge to yourself. Share it with somebody. We got younger generations that would like to know how. My daughter's 18, and I've showed her a lot of ways of how I was brought up to learn to cook, and she likes it, and she likes to cook. So I'm passing it on to her. So this is a thick batter. So what you're going to do is this is a big old heavy bowl too. I'm using my big white crock type bowl that my mommy got me at the Goodwill. A lot of people ask about it. Just about every video people are asking me about this bowl. So I get new followers every day, so I try to just tell you, if you ask about the bowl, I did get it. My mommy got it at Goodwill. And I don't really have a clue what kind of bowl it is. It's just a heavy one, I know, but I like heavy bowls. So let me wipe my hands off. It's like a heavy farm bowl, I guess. Like a, I don't even know. Let me look on the bottom if I even see a name. I can't hardly tell. I'll put my glasses on in a bit and see if I can see what kind of bowl it is, because I know a lot of y'all like bowls too, and you might want to look it up. Maybe you can buy it somewhere, I don't know. So it's a thick batter, as you can see, and you're going to spread it out. And it'll be kind of a dense like cake, which is good. So I'm going to get it all spread out here. Try to get it even as you can. I did spray my pan. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. I sprayed it with some non-stick cooking spray. And just spread it out. Don't overmix it. Just get it to where it's just, because you don't want it to be tough. Never overmix any cake. Whether you're making a from scratch cake or you're making a cake from a box, it's still important that you don't overmix it, okay? Because it'll cause it to be tough. So I got it all spread out and that'll finish doing it, so it's pretty even. So I want to bake it, get it in my oven, and then we'll get started on the glaze. All right, now we're gonna get started on the glaze for the cake while the cake is baking. So I'm gonna chop up my pecans and get them going here. And y'all, this cake is especially kind of near and dear to me because I'm a coal miner's daughter. My daddy is a retired coal miner. Roger, my husband, was actually a coal miner for 10 years. Back in the day when we were younger ourselves, growing up, being not too long after we got married, he went into coal mines, and so he was a coal miner for 10 years before he got out of the coal mining business. So this coal miner cake is near and dear to me. My aunt, my uncles, my papas, all of them were coal miners, and it's just a little extra special to me. And just a few days ago, it was Coal Miner Appreciation Day. So yeah, I appreciate my daddy and working hard that he did all them years for me and my sisters and my mom. And appreciate my husband working underground. He worked hard, but he enjoyed coal mining. But my daddy worked surface mines. But anyway, so I come from a family of coal miners. So, and so it just does mean a little bit more extra to me because of that. And let me get started now. We're going to do so I've already got the sugar in here, and I got my stick of butter in here, and I'm going to bring up my heat to about a medium, and I want to put in a 1/4 cup of cream, of evaporated milk. Let me get my thing out here, and we pour it out. Now, when we was growing up, we didn't cook a lot with milk. We didn't cook a lot with sweet milk. You know, there's a difference. We called sweet milk. We cooked a lot with buttermilk too, but we called milk, regular milk, sweet milk. But we cooked out of canned milk, or a lot of time it was Pet brand. Y'all remember Pet brand? But we always cooked a lot with evaporated milk. We never hardly cooked with regular milk. It was always evaporated. So, and I am curious if you all called it cream too. We didn't know what heavy cream was. We didn't know what heavy cream was, but we called it, anytime we said cream, we just thought you meant milk out of a can. So I'm gonna just stir this up and get the sugar and the butter all dissolved, and I'm gonna bring this up to a boil. And once it boils, I'm gonna let it boil for only about a minute, and then I'm gonna add my chocolate chips to it and my pecans. So it's all melted and it's been boiling for about a minute, and I just turned the heat off. And now I'm gonna let you know the 6 ounces of semi-sweet chips is about 3/4 of a cup. So if you need that kind of measurement, and you're just gonna throw that in, and it's gonna melt. Melts really quick. And what I'm gonna do is, once that's smooth, which it is already coming together, throw in my chopped pecans. See? That's good, y'all. Looks like fudge. And it is ready. So as soon as the cake comes out, I'll pour this right on top of it. All right, y'all, look here. The cake is done. And it took about 30 minutes, and you just want to, don't over bake it, just bake it till it's done. Even if it's a little slightly still gooey in the middle, you take it out. It'll still finish baking, but you don't want to over bake this because you want this to be a moist cake. And what I like to do is just press it down a little bit, and you can see the cherries in it. It can, where they're kind of sunken down in there a little bit. And I want to get this right here. All right, so here's the icing that's going to go right on top. And it smells so good. I love chocolate. Chocolate pecans, yum. Now, I think I may have said before, the nuts are totally optional. If you wanted to top this with some of those candied cherries, like those maraschino cherries, you could do that. Let people know maybe that this has got some cherries in it. But it's just a simple cake. And a great dessert idea, great for holidays, parties and stuff. And great for the busy person on the go that don't have a lot of time to fuss over making a big old from scratch cake or a big layered cake, you know, with a lot of steps to it. This is one of them that you can just take it and it still be good and everybody think you did fuss over it. Looks good, y'all. Yummy. Now I like cakes warm. I like warm cakes. I like room temperature cakes too, but I just like cakes. But let me get you. But look at that. It's still hot. It'll burn me up if I touch it. But don't it look good, y'all? So there you go. That's an easy coal miner cake. I hope you make it. So we'll let it cool off just a little bit and we'll do a little taste test, okay? All right, y'all. So the cake cooled off a little bit and I cut me a little slice of it. Y'all can see the cherries down in there. Get me a bite. Yeah, you definitely see those cherries. It's really good, y'all. If you bite them cherries in there with that chocolate. It's good. It's really good. Y'all, it's good and dense and gooey. That's what you want. So there you go, y'all. Y'all hear my timer going off? Alexa, stop. So there you go, y'all. That's a coal miner's cake, whatever you want to call it. But it's good, y'all, and it's really easy. Perfect for the holidays or just any time. So part of our 12 cakes of Christmas. I hope you make it. I will put the recipe in the comments, and that way you all can make it too. If you do, if you make any of my recipes, just put them out on your page and tag me. Put the @ Mountain Cooking with Missy, and just tag me and shout me out. And y'all, I love it when you share your recipes, share your food. That's awesome. So that just does my heart really good to know that y'all making them and you are just enjoying it. So love all you guys. Hope y'all have an amazing day. Thank you for watching Mountain Cooking with Missy, where it's nothing fancy, just good eating.